Hello, St. Clair of Assisi Parish, and happy feast days. This week we celebrate two wonderful feast days, the Feast of All Saints on Sunday and the Feast of All Souls on Monday. And this gives a great opportunity to reflect a little bit about the nature of the Church. The Church exists on three levels. On the first level, we have the Church militant, those who are fighting for their salvation, those who are alive here on this earth. Then at the next level up, we have the Church suffering, those who have gone through this life and are now in this final period of purification before they go to heaven. And finally, we have the Church triumphant, those who are with Jesus in glory forever. And so on Sunday, when we celebrate the Feast of All Saints, we celebrate the Church triumphant. This is a day, it's true, we celebrate those great saints like St. Clare, St. Francis, St. Therese of Lisieux. But on this day, we celebrate especially those who have gone to heaven, who don't have a feast day of their own, who haven't been canonized by the Church, but who are nevertheless with Jesus forever. So when you receive the Eucharist on Sunday, or if you get a chance to make a spiritual communion from home, it's great to reflect that when we receive communion, we not only receive Jesus, but we receive everyone who is part of his mystical body. We have a real communion with all of the saints who are with him now, including our loved ones who have died and who have gone before us. And so we can speak to them, we can ask them to pray for our needs, and we can ask Jesus to elevate them to his glory. So that's the Feast of All Saints that we celebrate on Sunday, the Church triumphant. But that second level, the Church suffering, this can be a little difficult to understand sometimes. This is also referred to as purgatory. Some people might object, why would you celebrate purgatory? Why would God even make people suffer after they've gone through this life before bringing them to heaven? Well, there's a good way to understand this. Imagine you went to a soccer game. You played a soccer game in November, and it was a wet, cold, rainy day, and you got a bloody nose. And you're planning to go to a birthday party afterwards in the evening, after the soccer game is over. Well, I expect before you'd go to this party, you would likely first go home and you would shower, you'd clean up the bloody nose, you'd change into a new change of clothes, so that when you'd go to the party, you'd be completely comfortable. And you wouldn't be self-conscious about what you'd look like, what you'd smell like. You'd be at ease. And this is exactly what purgatory is for. When we go through life, sometimes we get attached to certain things that are not good for us. We have certain habits where we still kind of like doing this or that bad thing. And so what purgatory does is that is sort of a spiritual shower. It's a place where Jesus helps heal any of those attachments that we still have so that we can be perfectly happy loving only him and all of our brothers and sisters in heaven for all eternity. And so on Monday and throughout this whole week, the Church has this great tradition of going and visiting a cemetery and praying for the dead. And by praying for the dead at the cemetery, you can win for them what's called an indulgence. An indulgence is simply a gift of grace that accelerates their purification, accelerates their time in purgatory, cleans them up a little quicker, so they get to heaven more quickly. And so to get the indulgence, all that's required is going and receiving communion within about a month in either direction, and then also going to confession within a month or so, 20 days or so, the Church says, and then finally praying for the Pope and his intentions while you're at the cemetery, which can be as simple as an Our Father, a Hail Mary, and a Glory Be. And when we do this, the Church opens the merits of the saints. So all those good deeds that the saints have done get applied to those souls in purgatory so they more quickly come to salvation or go to heaven. And so this is a great gift we can give to our loved ones who have died by offering them this. So in this week, I'd like to invite you to consider visiting a cemetery with friends or family or even by yourself and praying for those who have died, praying for the Pope and his intentions. And then also just giving thanks to God for the great gift of his eternal life, that this life on earth is not all there is, but that he wants to bring us to himself in glory forever. And this indeed is a wonderful thing to be grateful for. God bless you.